Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hampton Sports Complex on the campus of Gateway High School. Tonight, the Gators welcome the Talbots of Hampton in the Section 1 matchup. Before we meet the starting lineups, we ask that you all please rise and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, I would like to announce the...
It's the final week of the last week of the 2022 girls volleyball regular season as the top two teams in Section 1 3A both look for title aspirations in this final week of the season. We welcome you to Gateway High School here in Monroeville, Pennsylvania for the Battle of Hampton. The Talbots taking on the Gateway Gators here on the NFHS Network and YouTube. Hello everybody and thank you so much. My name is Spencer Witt. Hampton, the Talbots, coming in with a 10-0 record in section play, and they have two final matches remaining in the section. Tonight against Gateway, and then later this week against Woodland Hills. On the other side for the Gators, they are 8-2, excuse me, and they have two matches as well to take on both tonight against Hampton and tomorrow against Plum, who is sitting right behind them in the standings. Hampton has won this section several years in a row, and the Gators, who had a struggle last year, only went 2-10 in the section, have turned things around in 2022, and they currently sit in second place and have those aspirations for a title in the Section 1A for the first time in several years. Both these teams starting their lineups, and they're being announced this evening. It's going to be a good one. Hampton, 3A runners-up last season in both WPIAL and state. They lost to Freeport in the WPIAL title, and then they lost to Spring Grove in state last year as well. Hampton took down Gateway 3-0, 25-17, 25-4, and 25-7. That was at Hampton High School on September 22nd. But Gateway, they mentioned it before that they have really changed as a team and improved. Since then, they struggled with their serve receipt against the Talbots, but they're looking to try and build off of that last fall to the Talbots and really work on it in their home match. Final home match of the year for the Gators as well. Gateway in the black jerseys on the left side of your screen. Hampton in the blue jerseys. The Talbots liberos are both in white, respectively, for both teams. Mentioned before, Hampton 10-0 in section play. Gateway 8-2. Take a look at the section standings right now. Hampton and Gateway are 1-2 right now. Plum 8-2 as well. They have a match this evening as well. Penn Hills, Woodland Hills, West Mifflin, and McKeesport round out those matches. But Gateway, if they win tonight and win against Plum, and a loss for Hampton against Woodland Hills, they would be co-section champions, both with the same record. But what matters right now is not tomorrow or the rest of this week, it's tonight. And Gateway is right now is not tomorrow or the rest of this week, it's tonight. And Gateway is looking to fire on all cylinders on a match that they want a little bit of revenge on after what they consider to be one of the toughest matches they have played so far this season in the last couple of years. That's what Nicole Riley, the first-year head coach for Gateway, mentioned afterwards, saying that they really need to build off things like that, and they have. They've won a lot of matches since then, but Hampton will serve first, and we're underway. Thank you again for tuning in here on YouTube, and the first serve is an ace. It's the Talbots that get the ace. It's Emma Rick, number 18, who gets the ace. Served over again, passed over. Hampton will start on offense. Outside number 13, but into the net. That's Emily Schramm, but a point for Gateway. So teams both splitting points, and the first serve for Gateway, blue number 17, Avery Furzak. Furzak sends that one too strong. Service error from Furzak, and a point for Hampton. A couple substitutions coming in for Gateway, or for Hampton, excuse me, number 22. Allison Shepner comes into the front row. And serving is number 9, Taylor Frankel, sent over by Gateway, who have yet to register an attack in this one. Passed up, they will though here. Backside, cross court, kept up by number 9. That's Taylor Frankel to the outside off of the block. And a point for Emily Schramm. Schramm tooling the block, sending that one out of bounds. Point for the Talbots. 3-1 Hampton. Serving again is Frankel, passed up by Gateway. Rolled over from 32, that's Mallory Brown for the Gators, and a point for Gateway. An overpass from number 6, Taylor Bumbaugh. But it would be considered a tactical overpass as they got the point out of it. Bumbaugh comes out of the match. And serving is number 10, that's Ella Miller. Miller sends that one too far. Miller, the middle blocker for the Gators. Bumbaugh comes back in as the libero. Serving this one into the net, a service error from number 11, Lily Masinski. Freshman listed as the setter for Hampton. Becky George will serve, 4-3. Hampton over Gateway. A free ball sent over from the Talbots. Outside, number 11, Alice Childs. Kept up though by the Gators. Jousting at the net and one by number 22, Allison Shepner, and Shepner gets the point. The junior, 5'11", getting the point. Serving this one, a jump serve, but a good pass from Gateway. Outside to 11. It's Alice Childs, passed up by the Talbots. Pushed down the line, kept up though. Tied on the net. They're going to call a net violation on Hampton. Yes, it is. 22 into the net, unfortunately, for Allison Shepner. That ball was close to the net, so Shepner went up for a block, but a little too aggressive on that one.
Come on, Hampton, let's roll.
And a point for the Gators. Nicolina Estremera will serve. Served over, too far on that one. Good call from the line judge. And a good eye from the Talbots. Service error from Gateway. They've had a couple to start this match. And the libero, Avery Kuntz, will serve. Junior sends this one over, passed up by the Gators into the middle. Kept up though by number 11, Masinski. Outside. Alice Childs was there for it, rolled over in the back row. Hampton is there for it, right side off of the block, kept up though by Mazinski. Coons takes the second ball, pipe ball, passed up though, nice dig from Bumbaugh. Sent over by Gateway into the middle. This one too strong from Addison Gindelsberger. Gindelsberger sends that one too far. The senior listed at 6'2". For the Talbots, and it's a point for Gateway. Bumbaugh will serve, sent over. It is inside the line, so passed up by Hampton. Outside, off of the block, off the fist, and it will be a point for Gateway. The Gators both there for the block.
Come on, Hampton, be full.
I believe that was 17 and 10. Avery Furzak, the setter. Ella Miller both there on the block for Gateway. Served over again by Bumbaugh. Pipe ball. Good swing, but too strong and too much underneath of that one for Emma Rick. Point for Gateway, and they serve. Passed up off the tape from Bumbaugh on the serve. Sent over and kept up by Rachel Graham. Outside into the net though. Alice Childs couldn't put that one over. It's a point for the Talbots, 7-7.
Come on, Maya.
Serving this one over. Off the tape and dropped in. A service ace for number 2. Maya Obendorfer. Obendorfer, the senior, sends this one over. It's passed up. Overpass, and Hampton will start their offense. Sent over, passed up by Bumbaugh for Gateway. Childs, kept up by Childs and Bumbaugh as well. Free ball sent over by number 14, Rachel Graham. On the right side, too far though, for number 21, Addison Gindelsberger. Gindelsberger sends that one too far. It's point for Gateway, 8-8. Early on in this one. Alice Childs will serve. Childs sends it over. It's passed up. Outside off of the block, and they get the point. Good swing from Emma Rick. And Rick has earned herself the serve, 9-8 Hampton. Rick sends this one over. It's passed up by Gateway. Outside, off of the block. Big swing from number 12, Becky George. George will play this one again. Into the middle. Over, not over the net, unfortunately, for Ella Miller. A point for Hampton.
Come on, Emma.
Served over, passed up. Oh, sent over on 2 by the setter. Sent over again, and they'll go back-to-back setter to setter, but Hampton gets the point this time. Nice play from Emily Masinski, the freshman who capped that right at the spot where nobody was for the Gators, and a point for Hampton. Talbot serving, passed up. Outside, George, blocked down. It's a good block, 21 and 11. Addison Gindelsberger and Lily Masinski, and I believe it was Gindelsberger who got her arm on that one. Served over, and it'll be an ace for Rick. Emma Rick with another ace for the Talbots. They've had a couple to start this match. Served over, passed up by Yarbaugh. Off the block, or Bumbaugh, excuse me, off the block. And a point for number 12, Becky George.
Let's go, Hampton, side out. Right back, come on.
Avery Furzak to serve.
Avery Furzak will serve for Gateway. Top spin on that serve from Furzak, but passed up by Hampton. Off the block, kept up by the Gators, and then a swing from number 12. Becky George gets the point off the hands of a Talbot. Gateway hanging in there in this first set, 13-10. Served over, passed up. Good pass and a good set. And this one off of the block. Getting the point is Emmy Schramm, excuse me. Schramm, 6'1", junior for Hampton. Serving this one into the net, though. Service error from number 9, Taylor Frankel. Served over by Ella Miller for Gateway, and she gets the ace. Good effort from the Talbots, but point for Gateway. 14-12 in this first set.
Let's go, Hampton.
Ella Miller will serve again. Passed up. Outside for the Talbots. Down the line. Good swing. Emmy Schramm for the Talbots. That ball just went straight down after going over the net. Swing from Schramm. No real block over there as well, so Schramm picked the right spot. William Masinski will serve. On the right side, tipped over, and point for Gateway as it's a lift call after being tipped over. By the Gators. Number 12, Becky George, who was staying for one on the right side there. Tipping it over. She earned herself the serve. Passed up on the serve. And sent over by 22, Allison Schrepner. Childs, kept up by Emma Rick. Outside Schramm. Schramm off the block, and she gets the point. Big swing from Schramm again. This time she tools the block. And Schramm has earned herself the serve in the back row now.
Come on, Hampton.
Rachel Graham has come back in for the Gators.
Come on in, get one.
Served over, passed up. And it will be 14, Rachel Graham, who sends over a roll shot. Kept up by the Talbots. Outside, Rick. Off the block, kept up though. Set over to the outside. Nice swing, but kept alive. Great play from Rick. Tipped over again by Kuntz, but kept alive again, and then cleaned up by Schrepner. Good effort. Taylor Bumbaugh was there a couple times, but Schrepner had that one right there for her in the middle, so sent it right back down. For the Talbots, 17-13 in the first set. Served over, passed up, but outside the line, it's an ace for Schramm. Schramm again with the jump serve. Another great serve, but passed up. Hampton will start their offense. Into the middle. Good swing. 22. That's Schrepner going, cutting that ball to the left and making the kill for the Talbots. Point for Hampton. And again, Schramm will continue to serve. Served over by Schramm, but this one too far to the left. Point for Gateway.
Come on, Hampton, right back.
So finally, after a little bit of time, Jacquelina Estremera is able to serve. She subbed in and is serving this one into the net, though. Tough serve from Estremera, the junior. Avery Kuntz will serve the libero for the Talbots. Sent over, passed up by Estremera. Sent over inside the line as Kuntz let that one go, and she jumped in the air a couple times, kicking herself for letting that one go.
Come on, Hampton, right back.
Good play from Furzak. And a point for the Gators. Hampton the first to reach 20, though, in this match. 20-15 now. Served over into the middle. Set not high enough for Gindelsberger. And a point for a Gateway. Back-to-back points for the Gators.
Come on, Hampton.
Bumbaugh serves that one into the net, a service error from the libero. Senior for the Gators. Served over by Hampton, passed up. Outside, Childs. Nice dig from Hampton. But Hampton is not able to get that one over. It's a point for the Gators. Good swing from Alice Childs. And a point for the Gators as Becky George comes back in the front row, and Alice Childs will serve. Childs into the net, service error from her. Lauren Gale check out of the match. She came in as a sub. The last point for the serve receive, and she'll check out. Number 13, Emmy Schramm will check back in. Served over, and getting the ace is number 18, Emma Rick. Another ace for the Talbots. Rick will continue to serve.
Come on, Emma.
Served over, passed up by Gateway into the middle. Kept up by Rick. Just rolled over inside the line from Emmy Schramm. Schramm gets the point. 24-17 set point for the Talbots here in this first set. Served over. Overpass played by the Talbots into the middle. Big swing, and they get the point. Addison Gindelsberger gets the point in the first set. Goes to the Talbots, 25-17. And Hampton taking the first set just like we saw at Hampton back on September 22nd. 25-17 was the score of that first set too, but the Gators, hopefully it's not deja vu for them, as the second set went for Hampton 25-4, and then the third set 25-7. The Gators will look to get themselves back into this one and try and tie this match up. Set two is take a look at the Trib High School Sports Network 3A rankings. It is the Talbots, the #1 team, 10-0. Thomas Jefferson, the Jaguars, out of the South Hills, 12-0. Latrobe, the Wildcats, 10-0 as well. And North Catholic, always a good volleyball team there, 10-0 as well. Moon, now in 3A, sits at 5 with a 7-3 record. Well, those three losses were tough losses for the Tigers, and they were close as well. Hampton, a one-set lead, though, is, again, this is a team that went to the WPIAL 3A finals. Not their first time they had been there, but they lost to Freeport. That was at the UPMC Event Center. Robert Morris. Head coach Nicole Riley, her first year for Gateway. Turned a program around that was 2-10 last year.
Just a reminder that the refreshment stands open with those world.
They have been 8-2 so far this year as well. Gateway volleyball team that hasn't done too much over the past couple years, unfortunately. Just trying to look at the rafters and see which one, if there is a girls volleyball banner. I don't know if I see one, to be honest. It's kind of Gators team that not really known for their volleyball, but this year has been different. Definitely WPIAL bound in the playoffs. They'll come at least either in second or third at the worst. Again, they have a big match against Plum tomorrow. That match was moved due to homecoming. It was supposed to be scheduled earlier on in the season, but due to the homecoming festivities and events, Gateway requested that match to be moved back, and Plum, the home team, of course, the Mustangs, accepted that request along with the WPIALs. So both teams staying on the same side. Hampton on the right side, Gateway on the left. And it will be, I believe it will be Gateway who will serve first. For the Gators, again, 25-17 in that first set. Talking about it, Hampton went to the state finals for the first time in program history. Finished second to Spring Grove High School. Lost in the state finals there, and looking to go back this year as well. Again, going to be a top team to beat in the WPIALs. Gateway will serve to start this second set. Jolina Estramera serves for the Gators, and we're underway here on YouTube. This one too far. It's a point for Gateway. Estramera will serve again, the sophomore. Lines up for the serve, sends it over. Into the middle. Off of the arms of number 23, Jolina Estramera, the older sister of the server, Jolina Estramera. Point for Hampton, their first point of this second set. Emma Rick will serve. Rick sends it over. Kept up off the arm and just over the tape too by number 12, Becky George, and George gets the point. Couldn't have put that one more perfectly. The deflection making Emmy Schramm have to just kind of swipe her arm out there and hopefully get a piece of it. She got a piece of it, but it went backwards. Served over and too strong, good eye from Emma Rick to get out of the way of that one. Point for the Talbots. Taylor Frankel will serve for the Talbots. Frankel, the jump float serve, kept up, nice play from number 34. It's McKenna Brown who's in the match for the Gators, excuse me, and a big swing from 13. Emmy Schramm, who got the point for the Talbots. Again, Schramm, 6'1", second tallest player between both of these teams. And the other tallest player is Gindelsberger at 6'2". Nice tip over from number 12, Becky George, just pushing that one over and getting the point for the Gators. And that's kind of the ball type of play that the Gators are really gonna have to do in this match. A lot of tall blockers in the front row for the Talbots. Gotta make the back row creep in a little bit, make them cheat up. Maybe push it back, back and forth. A scrappy team, as they would call it. This one out of play. Point for the Talbots. Technically actually landed in, but regardless, it went off Gateway last. And a point for Hampton. Again, scrappy volleyball is usually the toughest when you have a team that There's a lot more promise in the front row in terms of blocking with that height. Big swings we've seen from Schramm and Gindelsberger as well. Shepner also on the front row for the Talbots. Is served over. It was an ace for Lily Masinski. Masinski serves this one over again. Tipped off the block, kept up though by Hampton. Outside, nice dig from Bumbraw, excuse me. Second ball went to Ella Miller, and Miller, when you're a middle blocker, you kind of just play it, hoping for the best because you're there. She did her job, went back up, straight up into the air, but unfortunately, that was the problem. Went straight up into the air. Nobody for Gateway could get to that one. Served over again by the Talbots. Sent over by the Gators. Kept up, big swing, and that one inside the lines for 22. Allison Shepner. Shepner gets the point. Lily Masinski will serve again. Freshman, 5'7", the setter, sends this one over. Outside, cross court, kept up though by Schramm. Backside, kept alive off the block. Schramm again. Bumbaugh is there for a nice play. Second ball was Becky George, sent over by the Gators. Schramm again, off the arms. Bouncing around a couple times, that's playable, and that one unfortunately though went off of, I believe, the curtains that can come down, split the court in half. Good effort from Gateway, but just unfortunate bounce. And a point for the Talbots, served over. Backside down the line, out of play from Becky George, point for Hampton. The Talbots are a comfortable lead here in this second set, 9-3. Served over, and Masinski, another ace for her. Masinski on a serving streak, and head coach Nicole Riley going to take a timeout for the Gators, 10-3, and know exactly what she's thinking. They do not want to have a repeat of the last two times these two teams squared off. So Nicole Riley going to talk things over with her team for the Gators. Again, 8-2 in section for Gateway. We have 3 more matches coming up. Well, 3 matches including this one, I should say. 2 more after this. They'll take on the Mustangs of Plum tomorrow. And then later on this week, I believe it's Friday or Thursday night, excuse me, they will take on Hempfield in a non-conference matchup. The final match of the season. Talked about before, head coach Danon Holler in his first year for the Talbots. They'll take on Woodland Hills on Thursday. Outside off the serve, a net violation is the call against Hampton. That was number 8, Brooklyn Eastley, the junior, and Eastley knew it too. Teammates kind of laughing that one off as well. Eastley had just checked into the match, a little too aggressive for a block. And unfortunately, she's called for the net violation. Served over by Gateway, into the middle. Swing and off the block, kept up by Bumbaugh. Set to the outside, good swing from 11, that's Alice Childs, and Childs gets the point. Childs put that one in between the blockers for the Gators. And Rachel Graham will serve. Graham serves it over. Passed up, good effort and a good play. And that was Brooklyn Eastley, and Eastley kind of had a confused expression on her face. Mouth agape as she was wondering how nobody was able to get to that one after going over to the bench and getting a nice play from Eastley. Off the serve, another block, kept up though, good play from Kuntz, but they can't put it over. Hampton, miscommunication. Lily Masinski And Emma Rick had a little tough play there, but don't look now. It's a 3-point second set. Served over again. Outside, off the arm and out of play. Good swing to side out, Emmy Schramm. Graham just hit the side of her arm. Redirected towards the bench.
Okay, Sterling. Come on, Emmy.
Schramm will serve, jump serve for Schramm. Off the tape and it drops in. Tough break for the Gators, but well executed serve from Schramm.
Come on, Emmy.
12-7. Schramm serve, a bit more crowd reaction from the bench of the Gators, trying to throw Schramm off her serve. It's passed up though by Gateway. Outside for the Talbots, block, kept up though. Schramm on the pipe ball. Bumbaugh is there for it. Tight on the net, an overpass. Tight on the net again, it's finally over. Miller. Kept up, Eastley. Passed up by 17, Furzak. Right side, Eastley gets to that one. Kuntz as well, and then rolled over. Nice rally from both of these teams and a good play. Miller pushes that one over. Somebody's in the net, and unfortunately for the Gators, it was Ella Miller. Good rally, though, for both of these teams. Some nice plays. Saw Kuntz with a nice dig. A couple good blocks. Furzak also had a really nice play. Serving this one into the net, though. Service error from Schramm. And a point for the Gators, 13-8.
Hampton side out.
McKenna Brown serving off the arm, and McKenna Brown gets the ace for the Gators. Sterling Thompson couldn't play that one. Junior had just checked into the match. And the junior serves this one over for the Gators. Thompson pushes that one over, passed up. Sent over by Furzak. Schramm, pipe ball, kept up. That one's gonna bounce around, but played by Furzak. Free ball sent over from the Gators. Into the middle, off Miller, and a point for Hampton. And the Talbots get the point. Avery Kuntz will serve. Kuntz listed at 5'2" and a half. And yes, it is 5'2" and a half, and you have to feel like she's the one who wanted that half an inch there as well. This one sent too far out and served over, or another serve for Avery Kuntz.
Come on, Avery.
Kuntz will send it over, passed up. Kuntz will get to this one after the overpass from the Gators, and a good swing from number 8, Brooklyn Eastley. The junior gets the point. For the Talbots, 16-9 here in this second set. Kuntz a strong serve again. Furzak sends over free ball. Passed up by Kuntz. Outside, Thompson. Kept up by Bumbaugh. Miller sends it over. Set by Masinski. Outside the line, inside line, excuse me. Good swing from 21, Addison Jindelsberger.
Good swing, Eddie.
Jindelsberger gets the point.
Come on, Abe.
And the senior listed at 6'2", middle hitter for the Talbots. Served by Kuntz, and she couldn't drop that one over the net. Rolled off the tape, but it was the Gators who set up this net earlier this afternoon. They get the friendly roll for them this time. Ella Miller will serve for the Gators, 17-10. Outside, cross court, kept up. Punched over by Furzak. Right side, Eastley. Graham was there for it. Miller sends it over. Into the middle, big swing, and a good swing from Gindelsberger right in between Miller and Graham, and a point for the Talbots. The Talbots will serve this one over. Into the net, though. It's a service error, or service ace, excuse me, I should say. That was number 2. Maya Obendorfer, the senior, for the Talbots. 19-10 in this second set. Obendorfer sends it over. Passed up by Estremera. Outside off the antenna from Alice Childs, and a point for Hampton. 20-10 here in this second set. Served over. Passed up, but it's an ace again. Another one for Obendorfer. Michelina Estremera had problems with that one. Furzak wasn't able to do anything with it either. A point for Talbots, 21-10. Served over, passed up by Estremera into the middle. Kept up a couple times, but it's a lift call on the Gators. Good block from Addison Gindelsberger. 22-10. As Hampton will serve again. That rhymes. Served over, off Bumbaugh, off the ceiling, and unfortunately, Ashley Young couldn't do anything with that one for Gateway. A point for the Talbots, 22-10. Served over, passed up by Estremera. Outside, Childs, kept up by Schramm. They'll go outside. Bumbaugh is there for it. Childs again on the outside, off the block, kept up by Obendorfer. Tipped over by Schramm, but played by number 17, Furzak. Outside, Bumbaugh is there for the pass. Furzak into the middle, Young. Kept up, pushed over, can't get there. Gateway is not able to. It's a point for Hampton. Lily Masinski gets the point. 24-10, set point for the Talbots. Sent over, passed up. Furzak in the front row, tries to tip it over. Schramm drops that one in on a pipe ball from the back row, and a statement there for that final point of the second set. Talbots take it 25-10. Hampton needs this last set to win the match and sweep against the Gators. Gators looking to do the hardest thing in volleyball, come back down 2-0. Try and force not only a fourth set, but a fifth one as well. Once again, thank you so much here for tuning in between Gateway, the Gators, and the Talbots of Hampton. The Talbots, might be wondering, what is a Talbot? I got called out about this in the last game I called against the soccer match, Hampton and Gateway, the girls soccer match. So the Talbot is a species of dog. Currently, it's actually now extinct. This is an article from 2001 from the Post-Gazette, that students seeking an insignia for the Hampton Township School District came across a coat of arms for the House of Hampton, named after the House of Hampton from Judge Moses Hampton, who was born in Beaver County and was instrumental in the formation of the township. The coat of arms included the Talbots. It was a species of dog that is now extinct, and thus the Hampton Talbots were born. So fun fact for you, a unique mascot for the Hampton Township School District. So Hampton 2-0 in this match. They took the first set 25-17, second set 25-10. My director, Lee Schaefer, asked me, now what is a Gator? Well, it's not a crocodile, I'll tell you that much. There's a difference between those two. I know that. Don't ask me what it is. I can't remember. I think one's there's the gator, of course, giant gator that comes through the wall. A lot of schools have that art on their gym that has their mascot coming out of the wall. I think it's really cool. Every school I've seen. Peters Township, the Indian constantly pointing the arrow at you. That's a cool one as well. The Fighting Highlanders have a Highlander coming out. The Gators with that gator coming out of the wall. Of course, Gateway, the champagne gold and black colors. We'll see some regular yellow from time to time, bright yellow for Gateway as well. So Hampton looks to finish things out.
Hampton, let's roll.
They've taken the first two sets, 25-17, 25-10, and they serve here to start the third set. Passed up by number 11, Lily Masinski. Outside, first point goes to the Gators as Schramm couldn't do anything with that one. Point for Gateway. As Mallory Brown comes in for the Gators in the front row. Jolina Estremera serving for the Gators. Outside Schramm off the block, and they get the block. It's a point for Gateway, and fired up Mallory Brown, who had just checked into the match. Her and Ella Miller both get credit for the block, but it was Brown who got her hands on that one, denying Schramm, and it's 2-0 here in this third set. Passed up by Schramm off the serve. They go to the right side, off of the block, kept up by Bumbaugh, but it goes away from everybody. Point for Hampton, excuse me. Sterling Thompson was the one who got the point for the Talbots.
Go Hampton. Come on, man, get one.
Schramm, who is in the back row now for the Talbots, will have her jump serve. Served over, big smack. You can hear that one as it's off the fists of a Gator, and a point for Hampton. Mallory Brown laughing that one off. Just went right off her fists. Not off that platform by the wrists and the arms. Schramm will serve again. This one goes off the fists of her sister, McKenna Brown, twin sister to be exact. And it's a point for Schramm, who has aced the Gators off serves from both of their sisters. Twin sisters for Gateway. Schramm will serve again. She's out of sisters, and unfortunately, that's probably why she sent that one to the net. Service error for Schramm.
Come on, Hampton, side out.
Now Ella Miller will serve for the Gators, 3-3 here in this one. In this third set, Miller will send it over. Passed up by Kuntz. Outside block down from Ashley Young. Mallory Brown was also over there for the Gators, but it was Young who got her hands on that one just inside that line, denying the Talbots. Gators 4-3 here. And this one is they get the ace. Ella Miller off of Avery Kuntz, and Kuntz couldn't do anything about that one. Miller will serve again. Served over, passed up by Schramm. Backside, nice swing for 14, Sterling Thompson. The right side for the Talbots, sides out.
Come on, Hampton.
And Avery Kuntz will serve for the Talbots. Served over, passed up. Schramm gets the point in the back row. has been a force for the Talbots in this one. Avery Kuntz will serve. Passed up. Set from 25, Jelena Estremera, and it's out of play. A point for Hampton as that one rolled away from the Gators. Rolled over, kept up though by Hampton. Nice play from the Talbots. Gateway will resume on offense again. Brown, kept up by Schramm. Outside, Estremera's there for it. Brown punches that one over. Backside Thompson off the block, and they get the point off of that block. Becky George just couldn't do anything with it. And it is a point for the Talbots, 7-5 in this third set. Served over into the net though, Avery Kuntz. Look, they hit off the side of her hand on that serve. Becky George will serve now for Gateway.
Go, Hampton.
George sends it over. It's passed up by Schramm. Right side, Thompson, and Thompson gets the point. No, too far, excuse me. Good swing from Thompson, but just got too much on that one. And a point for the Gators.
Come on, Hampton, side out.
7 apiece.
Get up.
Becky George will serve for Gateway. Served over. Passed up and touched over. George plays this one. Outside, Childs, and Childs is denied, or excuse me, yeah, is denied. Point for Hampton. Cassidy Thompson will serve. Checking into the match the first time for Hampton. The sophomore serves this one over. That's Ashley Young who gets the point inside the lines there for the middle blocker. Point for Gateway. 8-8. They're trading points, the Talbots and the Gators are. Mallory Brown will serve. Passed up. Outside, that's Emma Rick. Kept up. They go to the backside, into the net though. Point for the Gators. Caitlin Laffin sends that one to the net, the senior right side hitter for the Talbots. Mallory Brown will serve again. Schramm passes that one up outside to Rick. Kept up though. That was Rachel Graham off the block from Childs. Into the middle, big swing from Gindelsberger, but kept up. Nice play from the Gators, and that one just kept up by Schramm, but it will not go over. It's a point for Gateway. Huge play from the Gators there. Great effort, diving over and getting that one. And they're the first to reach double digits here in this third set. Mallory Brown serves it over. Backside off the swing from the Talbots. Childs kept up by Schramm. Rick off the block, and point for the Talbots. Too much swing on that block. Trying to get there. Ashley Young swinging her arms and not getting the good angle on that one for that block. Hard to angle your arms properly to hopefully keep that one inside the line. Unfortunately, not able to there. Is served over, and it is an ace for Emma Rick. 10 apiece in this third set. Rick will serve again, sent over into the net. Unfortunately, service error from Rick. And 11-10 Gateway. Taylor Bumbaugh will serve. Bumbaugh serves this over, passed up by Schramm. Schramm, big swing, but I think she was in the net. Yes, she was. Point for Gateway. That set really too tight on the net for Schramm. Served over by Bumbaugh, passed up by Kuntz into the middle. Gindelsberger finishes that one off for the Talbots. Allison Shepner will check back in the front row for the Talbots, and Taylor Frankel will serve. Served into the net from Frankel, point for Gateway. Alice Childs will serve.
Okay, Hampton.
13-11 in the third set. Childs serves it over. Passed up by Rick. Nice play from her. On the right side, off of the block, kept up by Schramm. Set by Thompson. Kept up, though, by number 23. That's Estremera. Kuntz passes that one up. Outside to Schramm. Off Bumbaugh, and a point for Hampton, excuse me, from the swing from Emmy Schramm. Only looked like one blocker got up there for Gateway.
Come on, Lil.
Lily Mazinski will come back in and serve for the Talbots. Eastley also into the match again for the Talbots. Passed up by Kuntz. Schramm kept up by McKenna Brown. Touched over by Becky George. Played though. Masinski outside Schramm, and Schramm down the line. Big swing from number 13. Emmy Schramm, junior. Outside hitter for the Talbots. Served over by Masinski again. This one deflects off of the ceiling, but passed over by Jelena Estremera. Sent over, no blockers, and they get the point. Good play from Shepner. A nice set from Masinski. Gateway bid on that one, hoping that it would be tipped over, but instead it was set out to Shepner, who was able to finish that one off. 14-13 as the Talbots take the lead back. Kept up, sent over by Estremera. Backside, Eastley off the block. Sent over, Masinski, nice play to get to that one. Outside, cross court from George, passed up by Schramm. They go back to Schramm off the block, kept up by McKenna Brown, but out of the reach. That was just too far for the Gators, and a point for the Talbots. Hampton will serve. Sent over. Passed up. Into the middle. Off the block. Estremera sent over again. Hampton will pass this one up into the middle. Tipped over. And a point for number 13, Emmy Schramm. Schramm most definitely leading the team in kills this evening for the Talbots. Masinski again serving for the Talbots. She went on a serving streak last set. This one dropped over, and a point for Gateway. They are able to side out, though, and not let Masinski get a bunch of serves in a row. Again, that was one of the big differences in that 25-10 second set for the Talbots. But the Gators have kept it within 2 now here in this third set. It's must win for Gateway, though, to stay alive in this match. Jelena Estremera serves it over. It's passed up by Kuntz. Outside Schramm off the block, and they get the point. Off the fingertips, stays inside the line anyway. Schramm has earned herself the serve. Served over, passed up. Outside, Eastley. Kept up though. The right side, I should say, Eastley. Outside for Becky George, and she drops that one in. Point for the Gators. 14-17. Lauren Gale will check back in for the Talbots. It's also a 26 in for Hampton. Unfortunately, not on our roster. The official roster is submitted by the schools to the WPIAL. Outside, tipped over. And correction into the net from Gateway. Too aggressive on that block. And a point for Hampton. 18-15. Bumbaugh passes this one up. Young. Cross to the left side. Out of play. 19-15. Will Nicole Riley call a timeout here if it's another point for the Talbots? Blocked, denied by Gindelsberger. 20-15 Hampton. Served over by Avery Kuntz. Getting there. Cross court, nice swing. Taylor Bumsbaugh. Bumsbaugh the roll shot, and the Talbots just letting that one go. Thinking it would be out, but it was not. A point for Gateway. So 20-16. Served over, too far. Rachel Graham is serving, or comes back in, I should say, for Gateway. Haley Dishnowski will come in. Dishnowski serves this one over, passed up by 14, Rachel Graham. Punched over, Dishnowski is there for it. Outside, big swing, and they get the kill. The Talbots do. 22-16. Haley Dishnowski, the junior, will serve for the Talbots. 22-16, served over. Off Graham, second ball, Mallory Brown. Bumbaugh rolls this one over. It is played by Avery Kuntz. Nice play from her, nice pass too. Off the block, it's denied by number 11, Alice Childs, on the block for the Gators. So Childs gets the block. Gateway will serve again. Served over by Brown. Into the middle. Kept up by Bumbaugh. Graham takes that one. Estremera sends it over. Passed up by the Talbots. Outside. That one did not go over. 4 touches is the call. It's a point for the Gators. Back-to-back points for Gateway. They're chipping away at this lead. Time is running out for the Gators. 22-18. Need to go on a run here. Served over, passed up by Kuntz. Into the middle, big swing, and that one inside the lines, 21. Addison Gindelsberger gets the point. And Schramm will check back into the match for the Talbots. Nicolina Estremera will also check back in. So Trista Dishnowski, the older sister of Haley Dishnowski, will serve for the Talbots. Trista's serve. We have a net violation, or excuse me, it's a foot fault on Dishnowski. Off of the serve, good call from the line judge there, watching that one. Ashley Young will serve. 23-19. We have a 23-19. Ashley Young will serve this one. Passed up. Kept up by number 23, Estremera. Cross court, and Alice Childs gets the point. 23-20. Ashley Young will serve again, 23-20. 2 more points to the Talbots and they win this match, but Gateway will serve. Served over, this one's in and played by the Talbots. Outside, Schramm, kept up by the Gators. Nice dig from Rachel Graham. Schramm again into the net, point for the Gators. 23-21, and the bench is fired up for Gateway. Ashley Young will serve again for the Gators. Young, that's a tough serve from her. Off the side of her hand, had a good run though. Middle blocker. As Bumbaugh comes back in as the libero. Shepner is also in the front row for Hampton. And Taylor Frankel will serve. It's match point for the Talbots, 24-21. Frankel serves this one over, passed up by the Gators. Touched over, no touch is the call from Ella Miller. And that will do it in this one. So the Talbots taking the match. They win it 3-0. Hampton will improve to 11-0 and the outright winners of Section 1 in 3A. Congratulations to the Talbots as well. The Gators will drop to 8-3, but a huge, huge match tomorrow against the Plum Mustangs. That match is at Plum. That will decide between 2nd and 3rd place, which is huge playoff implications in terms of seeding for the Gators. And that will be all she wrote for this one. Final score: Hampton defeats Gateway 25-17, 25-10, and 25-21, a 3-0 sweep for the Talbots. For our entire broadcasting crew, our producer Adam Gusky, our director Lee Schaefer, and the Schaefer and Gusky family as well, I'm Spencer Witt saying so long and thank you so much for tuning in here on the Gator Sports Network. Good night, everybody.